Welcome to The Real Review, sponsored by Parametric and Lazy Ape Studios, where you get some of the latest happenings, real thoughts, and perspectives in the world of film and television. I'm Joel Cunningham.
And I'm Matt Hay.
Hey.
Hey.
Way to jump in there, Matt.
Yes, I like to jump.
This is our Coming Soon and News segment. This is where we cover all of the Coming Soon films and talk about the ones that are going to be coming out just in this upcoming weekend before we get a chance to review them.
Yeah.
And talk about what we're expecting and hoping for.
And it's shaping up to be a potentially delightful weekend.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And we don't have any news at this moment.
No news
But
right
as we know, we've done in the past, we do often make up news of our own.
Yes.
When we don't have any.
Yes, we just make up things that happen.
Yes, exactly. So,
yeah,
we'll make up some news as we go. There you go. So we're going to be talking about two films, though, that are coming out this week. One is The Hitman's Bodyguard, and the other is Logan Lucky.
You say the Hitman's?
Hitman's.
Hitman's Bodyguard.
Did I say it wrong?
Hitman's.
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 It's a Hitman's.
Hitman's
Bodyguard.
I thought it was like a last. I thought it was like a name.
Bodyguard.
I thought his name was like John
you
Hitman.
Didn't. You did not.
I
Don't
just probably
say that.
Well, I could. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's definitely. Well, it is an apostrophe. The Hitman's apostrophe. Whatever. Anyway, good to see that they've got good grammar on their movie trailers. So
yeah. Hey,
their titles, not movie trailers, on their titles. So, why don't we get right into it?
Let's break it down.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
So the first film we're going to be talking about, as mentioned, is The Hitman's Bodyguard. The synopsis for this is: the world's top bodyguard gets a new client, a hitman who's I can't get it right, who must testify at the International Court of Justice. They must put their differences aside and work together to make it to the trial on time. Its director is Patrick Hughes, stars Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson, as well as Gary Oldman. There's probably a bunch of other people. I'm sure there's, romantic interests and things like that as well. So, Matt.
Yeah.
Thoughts, perspectives, analysis.
I'm kind of interested to see this one.
Okay.
Mainly because of the Ryan Reynolds Sam Jackson team up. I think there's some potential to be some comedy to have there.
Agreed. They both can be very funny and have very good effective comic timing.
Yeah.
And as we've seen with Ryan Reynolds on a number of different films, he's also very good with the action.
Yeah.
As well as Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson is more of the don't mess with me type.
Yeah.
Like, whatever, gonna shoot you in the face. Pulp Fiction-esque. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Reynolds is more like the jump, shoot, kill, stab, fly all over the place. I think that's what they're playing off of here.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think the story looks a little redundant and something that we've seen before. But I think that the characters that's where this movie is gonna probably shine. With the characterization. Some of the cinematography stuff looked really cool. They had some really cool wide shots where you saw Ryan Reynolds walking with this guy, and then kind of off to the side this explosion goes off, and it looks pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That looked cool, but I don't see cinematography being one of the highlights of something like this.
No, it seems like it fits more of the need of the scenes and the action, set up the action and allow it for being portrayed as best as it can. The writer for this pretty much has no other credits. His name Tom O'Connor. He was also the writer for Fire with Fire, but then had nothing for 5 years on IMDb.
He was writing this one for a real long time.
There you go. He's been developing this for 5 years. We would hope so. I mean, you never know. So I agree with you, though. I think in a lot of ways it's going to rely on the back and forthing between Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. I would be interested to see if they actually let them do some improv.
They'll be
or if they
at odds at the beginning, and then by the end they're going to kind of be like homies and what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, love, hate, love to hate you sort of thing.
Yeah. Let's do it again sometime. That kind of
right.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if one of them actually died. I don't think
that'd be crazy. What was it? Who was The Rock and who's The Rock? The Rock's guy and the other guys where they just jump off the thing.
Oh yeah, crud! I can't think of that, but that was pretty ridiculous.
What?
It's like it just comes out of nowhere. Is that Will Ferrell?
Yeah, it's a Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah.
But he's with Mark Wahlberg, but the two guys, one of them's The Rock.
Right. And they jump off because they're these awesome cops and they think they can just survive anything.
Oh, was it Terry Crews?
Yeah, Terry Crews and The Rock.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, that was actually really funny.
Yeah,
maybe not. I don't know, but that was really funny actually. Because you never see The Rock die.
And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, The Rock never died.
They're like, yeah, they're at their funeral next scene. Anyway, we digress.
Yeah. So, Yeah, so I would. But at this point, this segues into a little bit of news, which is not great news. But I feel like most Ryan Reynolds films are like just cannon fodder for the Deadpool series. That's kind of like how I see that. Most of these, I'm just kind of like, just give me enough Ryan Reynolds until we get to the next Deadpool movie. But this is a little bit of news. I don't know if you heard about this. This is very unfortunate.
Stuntman.
Stunt lady died in the set of Deadpool 2.
Very sad. Very sad.
Yeah,
it's always sad when something like that happens. And obviously, some people are like, well, they know the risk. Well, yeah, but it's still super sad. Somebody died,
I know, because they're doing it for a film, for entertainment purposes.
Doing what they love. They're it's. And that's going to be kind of a bummer too, because that's kind of always going to be there.
Right.
At least when I always take note of that too, especially like something happened similar in The Dark Knight.
Right.
And I kind of always like, oh, that's cool. Like the movie's cool. And then I'm like, then I always think about them like, not just the Heath Ledger, one of the stuntmen died is what I'm talking about. So, it's always going to kind of be there. Hopefully there'll be the nice like in memoriam thing, like in the credits or whatever it is. But But we'll see. And
usually we're pretty good with films these days with stuntmen and stuff not getting hurt. I mean, they usually take a lot of precautions on all the sets that I've been a part of.
Tom Cruise got hurt.
It's always over the top.
Did you see that?
No, but that kind of makes sense. I mean, Tom Cruise does pretty much. He tries to do all
most of his stunts. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was jumping from a ledge to a building and like totally slammed against the side and like was like hobbling and like kind of fell down in front of like the crew like that he was working with. It looked pretty bad.
Do you know what movie that was?
Mission Impossible 6.
Oh, the new Mission.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I don't know. But
he's pulling a Jackie Chan.
Yeah, interesting.
I don't know if you've ever watched all those bloopers from Jackie Chan.
He's broken a bunch of stuff.
He's broken everything under the sun for the most part. I mean, there was one movie where he jumped and broke his ankle, and they had to like keep filming, and so they outfitted him with a fake looking like cover for his cast that looked like a foot with a shoe on it.
Oh my
so
gosh.
I mean, he's pretty much scraped himself, cut himself. I mean, he's crazy. But he really earned his licks.
So my excitement for the Hitman's Bodyguard,
Hitman,
I would actually put it at maybe like 6.5 or 7.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm probably more like a 5.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I'm going to be really frustrated by the plot. I feel like I'll probably enjoy the back and forth thing between Ryan Reynolds and Samuel Jackson, but the plot itself, I'm probably just going to be like,
I set the bar kind of low there. So if I see it and I'm getting what I expect as far as that's concerned, it'll be all right because it's what I expect. But
fair enough.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, with that, then let's move on to our next film, which is one that we've talked about before briefly. Just kind of talked a little bit about it and how it looks. It's a film called Logan Lucky.
Yeah.
Synopsis for this, much briefer, is two brothers attempt to pull off a heist during a NASCAR race in North Carolina.
Yep.
Its director is Steven Soderbergh. It stars a pretty large group of people. You got Farrah McKenzie, Channing Tatum, Jim O'Hare, Riley Koff, Rebecca Kuhn, Katie Holmes, a whole lot of people there. Adam Driver, Daniel Craig are also in. Sorry, those are big names that are part of it as well. The synopsis for it makes it sound very small and very short and little, but I think this film is very, very much about the characters and the tone and the style that they're going for, which is very goofy.
Yeah,
I guess is the best way.
Great.
It almost looks like a Napoleon Dynamite film in a little bit of a way. What are your thoughts, Matt?
No, it looks like he's doing Ocean's 11, but to a way more. He just wants to have a little bit more fun with it.
I mean, so this is a guy. He directed the whole Ocean series and everything. It almost feels like if you mixed like what I was saying, Napoleon Dynamite with Oceans. And this is kind of like because the people are acting like those hick, Midwestern disconnected
I'm excited
from everybody.
to see Daniel Craig in this movie.
Yeah, they definitely have that kind of like stupid, kind of attitude. Which there's been a few movies that have come out like this as of recent times. A couple with Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah,
that are similar in tone, I think, to this one. But it looks funny.
Yeah, it does look really funny.
Yeah, it looks like really just the setup for these quirky characters to try and do a bank heist. And
I know about computers. I know about all the Twitters.
All the Twitters, yeah. So this one is actually really hard. I think my synopsis for it, there's the combining of those two is probably the best way to put it. But I would definitely encourage people, if you haven't, check out the trailer.
Yeah.
It's definitely getting some pretty good buzz right now. in a few areas. It's actually getting a pretty good Rotten Tomato score. It's at 93% with critics.
Which is great, actually.
Yeah, which is really great. And I'm excited to see Daniel Craig as well, because this is so far from
it's James Bond.
James Bond character. Yeah, I mean, I would say...
I said no peeking.
The one character that fits this the most is Channing Tatum. Like, it doesn't surprise me at all that this is his character too much. I guess that's bad. But also Adam Driver, who I think has really good comedic timing. I don't know if you ever saw that SNL skit where he played...
Matt?
Matt, from Star Wars Episode 7. Yeah.
Star Killer Base.
I think he's got a really good sense of comedic timing as well.
Undercover boss, yeah.
Right. And so I'm enjoying the idea of seeing him kind of like a silly, kind of not taking himself too serious kind of guy. So it'd be great to see both of them kind of be a little bit goofy.
Yeah, I'm really excited for it. I think it looks really funny. And we've been talking about this for a while now. I just think this looks really good. And this, I had forgotten that like 5 or 6 years ago, Soderbergh was like, I'm retiring from film. Well, he's been doing like The Nick, that show.
Yeah.
But now he's like, I guess he's done. I don't know. This is
I'm fine with that.
Coming back to the game. Yeah,
There's so many directors that are like, I'm going to retire. Like, but I've got this one more film idea.
Tarantino said the same thing. He's like, I got 2 movies left and I'm done. But I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know with him. He might actually do something like that.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of films, I think it's one thing if you're a director that's like got like maybe 3 or 4 films to your name, and you
Tarantino's a movie star director though. Like, he's like people like usually have heard that name, even if you're not like familiar. Like, oh, Tarantino sounds familiar, like movies.
Yeah, and there's always the option of him coming across a script from somebody else that he really likes. I mean, he tends to write and direct his own stuff, but there is the possibility that he would find some other type script written by some other person that would really inspire him to make another film. So we'll see.
Yeah, my excitement for this one though, it's a little closer to 9.
Oh, nice. Yeah, mine's higher too. I'd say it's probably about an 8.5.
Cool.
8 to 8.5.
Yeah, good jams.
Great. Awesome. Wonderful.
Awesome-tastic.
Awesome-tastic. Well, then we are going to go ahead and wrap things up on the podcast.
Yeah.
Brief little snippet of some stuff coming out this weekend to get excited about. Some good ways to get connected before we close things out. You can check out our website, which is realreviewmedia.com. Get connected on there, and definitely check us out on our Facebook, which is facebook.com/realreviewmedia. We are also available and findable and lookable and searchable and connectable. Googleable on the gram.
Yep, on the gram.
On the gram and the Twitters.
Yep, all the Twitters.
All the Twitters at realreviewmedia.com. Not really.com, at realreviewmedia.
Yep.
I was going with the website and the email.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, so as well, love to hear from you. Thoughts on the films coming up, and definitely drop us an email, which is realreviewmedia@gmail.com.
Boom.
There it is. Awesome. Well, anything more, Matt?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, it's been real.
It's been real.